Welcome to the channel. This video is part one, or I guess an intro to the video series that I will be doing on habit formation. I'll be going over how I adopted many successful habits through a very powerful and practical 5-step process that I discovered after years of pain and research. Habits are the silent architects of our lives and dictate our successes and failures in the most subtle yet the most powerful ways. And I'm confident that this approach will help you adopt and sustain any habit that you really want. The 5-step process going over self-awareness, setting smart goals, maintaining consistency and accountability, patience and perseverance, and last but not the least, reflecting and adjusting to your environment. Now, don't let the simplicity of these steps fool you. Together, they are a powerhouse and have the ability to mold your habits and ultimately your life in the direction that you've always dreamed of. In this series, we're going to not just focus on the mindset, but also the actions that lead to building desired habits. To take it a step further, we will also dive into some of the mental challenges and emotional hurdles you should expect to face at each step of the journey. I believe that once you understand the concept, it will make following the steps easier and also empower you to customize it to whatever works for you and your unique situation. So be patient, watch the video to the end so you have a deeper understanding of habit formation and how to sustain your habits. I've been told in the past that I tend to over-explain things, and there may be some truth to that. But I've come to realize that I find it helpful to have some background and depth to things rather than just mere steps. I've learned that when I understand things better, I can usually find the motivation that I need to persevere when the going gets rough. And because there is depth to things, it also helps me with clarity and setting realistic expectations for myself. So you can listen in if you want greater clarity and be able to connect on a deeper level with your habits, so it's easier for you to make and sustain any real change. Or you can skip to the next part. In my opinion, it's naive and unrealistic to expect any mastery or any real change when you always want to skip to the end of everything in life. So without further dilly-dally, let's dive in. Building and sustaining habits is a multifaceted process that involves not only practical steps, but also the right mindset and awareness of potential challenges, strategic planning, and of course, consistent effort. Over the years, while I searched for quick fixes to every problem in my life, I've seen numerous charts and tips and tricks, and none of them really seemed to work for me. And the reason was not because they were completely ineffective, but because they laid out the steps to take to achieve whatever it is they were talking about. And I felt like things were not as black and white when I would try out those steps. As a matter of fact, they were mostly gray. And my experience, I always had difficulty sticking with those steps, partly because I never really understood the background and I had realistic expectations, and partly because I just didn't really know what to expect because I never understood the damn thing in the first place. So for that reason, in all my videos, I really try to hone in on the mindset, emotions, and challenges one can expect to face, since for me, clarity on these three topics, these three areas led to massive improvements. And of course, I still may throw up a chart here and there. Now, I wish there was a magic pill that I could recommend. Believe me, I'll be the first one to take it. There are still a few habits that I would love to fix instantly. But I've come to realize that there is no such thing. I've looked for shortcuts to life for quite some time. I actually spent the early years of my life growing up in a culture soaked with shortcut mentality and quick wins. Sadly, it actually gets celebrated and promoted as an essential skill to life. Anyway, Only through many painful experiences and obstacles that I come to realize that in order to achieve anything of any real substance in my life, I'm gonna have to put in the work, and there is just no way around it. So, frankly, on some level, I also feel that if you're still looking for quick fixes to life, like I did for many years, then you're simply not ready to make any real change. And if you cannot invest a few minutes understanding what happens behind the scenes, what happens in your head when you're dealing with some of these challenges, and understand these areas that can transform your life and turn your dreams into reality, then you're simply just not ready to face reality. In other words, if you have the patience to sit through my video for a few minutes so you have a deeper understanding of the concepts and less fog when it comes to facing the hurdles waiting for you on the other side, then you will most likely have the patience to give yourself the time that you will need to adopt and sustain new habits. Now, if you're thinking how I've so cleverly turned my intro into a litmus test of your readiness, then you may be partially correct. Now, none of this is meant to be easy. Easy does not get you exceptional. Easy does not unlock your true potential by any means. Too many years of my life were spent looking for shortcuts, only to realize that if I had just put in the work, it would have actually taken less time. But I understand that was the process for me. That was the process that I had to go through to unlearn what I had been programmed through my environment and my surroundings. I had to stumble for years to figure this out. So I've thrown easy and hard out of my life's vocabulary. I look at steps to any accomplishment or target as just shit that needs to get done. And you just do whatever it takes, of course within reason, to get it done. It's neither easy nor difficult. It's just what it is, Since nothing in life is free, I prefer to see it as the price for ultimate success and freedom. I feel that we've become too soft, and as soon as we hear something is hard or difficult, or someone even suggests that it will not be easy, we just have an immediate adverse reaction to where we start questioning our ability to accomplish it. Almost instantly, a voice in the back of our mind comes up with a list of excuses as to why we need to avoid this. Things like, this sounds like it's gonna take too long, or maybe you're just busy right now, just do it some other time. And this one is my favorite. Hey, choose a different path. Surely someone out there has figured out a shortcut. After all, this is YouTube. Someone must have found a quick fix to this. So instead of spending 15 minutes to just learn the damn thing, you let yourself get talked into spending hours looking for the quick hack to the secret sauce, and then start again the next day on something else. And unfortunately, the cycle continues. Good news is that these are all learned responses and we have the ability to change them, but we'll get into that on another day. Now, that said, I'm also not trying to make it harder than it needs to be. It's only hard if you see it that way. If you built it up to be a monster and told yourself over the years that it's impossible for you to give up or adopt a particular habit, then you are just reaping the rewards of that self-talk. You can change your mindset. Your brain is the most amazing known/unknown organism in the universe. I say unknown because we know very little about the brain. However, its ability to adopt and mold and remold itself, or neuroplasticity, has been proven by science. And there's tons of literature out there on it. I would highly recommend The Brain That Changes Itself by Norman Dodge. The book presents a great collection of stories about how the brain can change on its own structure and functions through activity. Another great one is The Power of Neuroplasticity by Chad Helmsletter, where he explains the brain and how it can adapt in response to new thoughts, behavior, and experiences. Soft Wired: How the New Science of Brain Plasticity Can Change Your Life by Michael Merzenich. I may be saying the last name incorrectly, but a good source on YouTube is Dr. Andrew Huberman's channel, and it does a fantastic job of explaining the concept of neuroplasticity. I would highly encourage you to explore that if you would like to dive further into it. So have faith that you can do this. Being aware of potential challenges when it comes to building new habits and developing strategies to overcome them will help you stay on track and achieve your goals. Remember, the journey of habit formation is a continuous process. It takes time and you're worth it. Put in the effort and see your life transform in every possible way that you had imagined. Or the flip side is that you just keep dreaming of it and pass through life with your dreams and your soul unfulfilled and unsettled. It's up to you. Every step forward is progress. Progress towards a better, more fulfilling life. The life that you dreamed of, the life that is meant for you. Your higher self feels it, but your lower self is unable to grasp it because you have been conditioned to avoid all discomfort in life, almost as if anything difficult might shatter your fragile self. We have been programmed to focus on immediate pleasures because they make us feel good in the short term, and avoid anything that sounds like it might require any real effort or take longer than a few seconds to achieve. And the result of that is all these little bits and pieces of instant gratification in various areas of our lives do not amount to total or complete satisfaction or gratification in the long term. Nietzsche once said that what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Almost everyone's heard of it, but do we really stop to think about what it means? We live in a world where everyone wants to be strong, but nobody wants to die a little for it. So if you're ready to kill that piece of self that doesn't want you to put in the work and focus on long-term success, then this comprehensive series on habit formation will help you develop and maintain beneficial habits that will unlock your true potential and strengthen you in unimaginable ways and unlock a better, stronger version of yourself. Thank you guys so much once again for listening. If you found this video helpful, please share. If you've used similar approaches in the past that may have worked for you, please share in the comments below. Please like and subscribe and support the channel. I intend to put out a video every week talking about some of these topics that I feel like have become unnecessarily complicated for us. Thank you once again. Until next time. Peace.